Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Shields and I'm 10 years old and I'm asking for your support in Lauren's Law. I really think that it'll make a difference in Organ Donor Network and New York.
You know, it was back right around Lauren's 7th birthday that she started to, she really started just getting tired all the time.
I wasn't really like myself at all. I was so short of breath and I didn't want to do anything, you know, I didn't want to talk to anyone.
She really had no other symptoms. We didn't know how seriously sick she really was. We took her into the pediatrician and he directed us to go to the emergency room just to have a couple of routine tests done. And little did we know that she was in the midst of heart failure at the time.
You know, they said that there was, my heart was enlarged and it was swollen, and that my stomach was distended, and you know, that's the worst thing you can hear when you're so young, so.
We were completely thrown off guard by how seriously sick she really was.
You know, and there is a very strong element of denial, because you never want to admit that your child is as sick as they are. It really has such an impact on you. You realize your life is never going to be the same.
You know, they weren't really sure that I was going to live if they didn't find the heart soon.
I was very concerned. I felt like that things were really not progressing well and that it looked like we were getting closer to the end. And what I didn't know is really we were getting closer to the beginning, because everyone knew that they were coming to tell us that Lauren's donor had been found. And I immediately started to cry because they all had beautiful smiles on their face. And it was the first time that they had all walked in and looked so happy.
It was such a surreal experience because I don't remember getting from the elevator to the room. It was just, I remember the doors opening and then I was at the room and I looked in at Jean and Jean was crying, and I still didn't know if this is good or bad, so I'm just bracing myself, not knowing what it's going to be. And then there was a slight nod and she said, "We got the heart." And it's just one of those moments that you just, I'll never forget.
When I was in the hospital, I didn't really know what to expect. We never knew what was coming next. And I asked a lot of questions, and I'm sure sometimes I was really annoying, but you know, they really didn't mind. They thought that it was really good. Right after I got the transplant, I was so happy. I was just back to my normal self that I was. I was in ICU for most of my stay, but once I started progressing, I went down to 6th floor and I was getting ready to leave and go home. But I was on so many steroids and medicines, and every day and night, it was just so much.
We have a daughter. We still have our daughter because of a decision that they made a long time ago.
I had the good fortune of meeting Lauren at a naturalization ceremony where she went in front of a huge group of people and talked about her experience of waiting for a life-saving organ transplant, and talking about how important being an organ donor can be, how it impacts people's lives and helps them lead more productive lives and ultimately saves people's lives. So I was honored to meet Lauren, and being able to talk to her is really inspiring about her courage and her bravery of standing up and not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. Fortunately, New York lags far behind the national average when it comes to people enrolled in the organ donor program. What we found is that 97% of the people that enroll in the organ donation program do it through the Department of Motor Vehicles. So we figured, why not ask the question when people apply for or renew their driver's license? If they're asked a simple question, would you like to be an organ donor? Yes or not at this time? With over 2 million people applying for or renewing their driver's license in New York State in the next year, we have a great opportunity to dramatically increase the amount of people enrolled in the organ donor program and ultimately save people's lives.
I think it's a step in the right direction. It can only be good. It can only lead to either saving someone's life or creating awareness for organ donor in general.
I want to thank the family that made the decision that helped save our daughter's life. And I want to encourage everyone to please support Lauren's Law. The decisions that you make today will certainly live on forever in the life of someone who was waiting for their donor to be found.